by Logan basic technique, in which the sacrotuberous contact was held with a thumb bent like this, in deep into the sacrotuberous contact, and your finger would go under the ligament, lifting it up. As a major ligament of proprioceptor and posteroceptors, a shift in that would shift the spine. So that was the origin of it. We found that the contact itself, the way it's classically done in Logan Basic, required a direct skin contact. So the person's clothes and undergarments would need to be removed, and a contact might be up to 12 minutes to be able to effect a change up the spine. Looking at that, I said, how can we actually create a contact that also affects the ligament in a positive way and affects it in a time that the sacrum actually is the main access point for the whole spine? With a Logan Basic technique, it was always used as an access point to the spine. With a large amount of force, it took a long time to get the summation, the change we have. So I'm going to actually demonstrate it now as the way I would do it with a level 1 of care, sacrotuberous contact. The reason I'm suggesting it be different for each level of care, which is a new breakthrough, as a new advancement with NSA, is that the depth of the tissue contact influences the level of care response. And a different level of care response is needed in different levels of care. So I come in here, I find the issue tuberosity, and I find the area of the sacrococcyx. It's someplace in the middle there. And how I know, I actually feel for an energetic over it. We're going to come in and come right in. It's somewhere in this area. I'm going to now stretch laterally. Now with this thumb, I'm going to be flat. Flatten the thumb here, because if I go deeper, I go to a different tissue depth. The response for level 1 of care requires the most superficial tissue depth at the depth of the area that responds to the connective tissue intelligence. So it's like this. I come in. I'm going to make the contact. At no point in any level 1 care is the thumb bent. It must be flat. The contact really is held more from the elbow going in than from the thumb. So as I traction here, the tractioning is from the arm pulling, as if there's a pulley pulling the arm like this. And I come in, the contact is made, in and out quickly at that same spot. And that's the level 1 sacrotuberous test. Now, what's the positive response? A positive response is a greater level of energy efficiency in the functioning of the subsystems. It may initially show up as a short leg evening, but it may not even. It still may be a positive response. We may see instead respiration in an area there was no respiration. Change in spinal curves may occur. There may be an area of passive system tension in a particular area, and that passive tension may have just resolved or dissipated in a moment. That's still a positive response, because what we're looking for is greater energy efficiency. And for level 1 response, it's more the large muscle movements, the connective tissue reorganization, and the respiratory waves moving through the spine, in addition to the neural parameters reducing. I'm modulating for the amount of force needed, the tissue depth. Once I lock into the amount of force I like to use and the tissue depth, then within 1 second, the contact goes in and out. Now watching this, there's a greater respiration occurring at the sacrum. And I'm waiting to see that move up the spine further. And the respiratory wave is starting to develop and moving further up the spine.